What is going on, everybody? Hello, Only Tans. Welcome back to Tandy Time. It's that special, warm, glowing, lovely time of the week where we can get together, talk a little bit about our lovable digital collectibles. Digitable? That's right, I said it. And NBA and jokes and Puff Daddy and R. Kelly and Shannon Sharp. That's what we do here. But we have a lovely and a special guest, of course. We have Steve Veerman. He's in the back eating the cantaloupe and the watermelon and the pineapple cubes. He will be here shortly. And before we bring on Steve, let's again remind you we have some giveaways today. And of course, those giveaways are thanks to our lovely sponsor, and that's Top Shot Beta Coin. If you haven't checked them out, you need to. TopShotBeta.com. Get involved. The challenges are happening every day. You can win Top Shot Beta Coin, and there's many more activities that you can have fun with in the Discord. So thank you to Top Shot Beta Coin. Beta is the best. I hope all of you have been involved with beta, because if not, you are seriously dropping the ball. Very low risk, literally zero if you want to just do the challenges and use the moments and the things that you already have. There's completed sets, like getting rewarded for locking sets, getting rewarded for creating cool showcases. Beta can do it all. Where else are you finding that? Nowhere. That's where. So if you like NBA Top Shot, you should be involved with Top Shot Beta Coin. So we have some fun and interesting things to talk about, as we tend to. We have some gross and scandalous tangentials that we can talk about, perhaps. But since Steve is here, we'll see how deep we get into the tangentials. But we got that. We saw those new NBA jerseys. We can talk about those a little bit. We have some celebratory news for Only Tan. Samuel D. He is joining the Dapper Labs team. I don't know if you guys saw that on Twitter, but Samuel D. of Badge County, he is joining Dapper Labs, joining the NBA Top Shot team. So I want to congratulate Samuel D., of course. And Sam is a really talented video editor, graphic designer, musician. So let's see. Maybe we'll get some interesting guitar riffs on our next pack opening. Who knows? But I'm excited to see what Sam can do. And before he got hired, Sam and I were the ones that were creating some videos that we would release around pack drops and things like that. So my selfish hope is that Sam is the one who has to manage me when I want to make new videos. And I can just say, come on, Sam, you want to let me do a song about eating the dogs and the cats. And then he'll say, okay, go ahead. That's what I'm looking forward to. Stan is upset because there's no fist bump. Well, I guess we'll have to resolve that. So let's remedy that with a very early fist bump for Stan Loves.
So, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was an awkward fist bump. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Just gonna clip that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. It was weird.
That's right. Well, Steve, when you're ready, just turn your camera on so I know. Okay, there he is. Yeah. So why don't we welcome back Steve? I actually uploaded the video. I remembered to upload it. So let's welcome back Steve. Never
Great.
gets old.
Never gets old.
Well, how are you, Steve?
I'm great. Thanks for having me back.
Of course. It's always nice to have you on here. We always get some interesting conversations on here. We even have people like AG getting all excited that you're on the show. So you know that there must be something special going on when Steve shows up.
I guess so. I don't know. Seems like a normal Thursday to me, but
no, it's very special, Steve.
very special. Exactly. Very, very special day.
Well, where should we start, Steve? I mean, there's so many directions we could go. I guess we could talk about just like the what's going on lately on NBA Top Shot. So we had the pack drop, of course, the run it back packs. Those just happened. Something interesting, I think, and I don't know how you feel about this, but it's interesting to see like certain NBA players finding out about their moments on Twitter and being all like, "Oh, I didn't know that was happening." I mean, like, I don't. Obviously, I wish that there was a much more organized marketing on like front when an NBA player gets like a Top Shot debut, but for whatever reason, that's not the case currently. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if you have any comments around that, or just around the running
Well,
back packs, and just around that.
is there
That
is there someone in particular? Like, I haven't been following it too closely. Is there someone who found out, like a player who found out their moment was on Top Shot?
Yeah, so Nick Van Exel, I believe Matt Roth tweeted at it or
Okay.
something, tweeted at him, and he liked it. Also, Isaiah Thomas liked a tweet when someone was saying
Okay.
like about their
Cool.
about their moment. So there is that there that is cool, isn't it? Like, and it's different, obviously, and it's more special, and it's always like the reason why we continue doing this and continue talking about this like whatever you want to call it, this digital collectible that we all think is really cool, because it is really cool. You don't see really, I don't think I've ever seen, or maybe I'm not paying attention, but I don't really often see like, hey, they released a new physical card of you. I mean, maybe when
Yeah.
it's a really big deal, when it's like a one of one, perhaps, but there's something different. There's something special. Also, the fact that digital collectibles obviously make so much sense to be, what's the word? But it's just, there's no friction there. Like, you link to it, it's on Twitter, they're looking at it. It's cool. I don't know what else to say. It's
Well, I mean,
cool.
that's the coolest part. The coolest part is like the no friction with the buy, sell, trade. Um, they're called trading cards, but like who trades them? Like
Mhm.
um, I don't know. It's kind of funny, but like, yeah, the whole digital thing, it makes it completely frictionless, and that's a pro and a con. Like, to be able to instantly list it is just it's a huge con, because then it adds it adds like, everyone wants to sell at that point, not everyone, but like a lot of people want to sell, but this is stuff that you would never see in like the physical world, right? So but yeah, digital is cool. Digital is really cool. And when this, just kind of, we don't, I mean, we'll talk briefly about this February 2021 thing, but when that happened, I really thought for a moment the players thought this was cool, like thought that digital collectibles were cool, and that they would want to collect themselves. Um, I don't know. I just think that if I were like a professional NBA player, I'd want to own a couple of pieces of memorabilia, including sports cards or NFTs. And I'm just surprised it hasn't really taken off more. I know we had Harrison Barnes, who was awesome. Like, he was a huge collector for a while, but I think even he was burned enough times that he just stopped collecting. Um, but I think they're cool. Obviously, we think they're all cool, but yeah, the coolest part is this frictionless thing. I mean, I wish I could say I've watched every single moment I own. I don't. Like, there are too many moments for me to actually watch from start to finish, and I'm sure many in the chat would agree with me. How many people actually watch these things from start to finish? Like, I don't think there are many of us that do that. Like, there are cool parts in those clips, but I think it's not really a digestible format. No one wants to sit down and watch a 2-minute reel. I don't think it's not a realistic thing. I mean, for better or for worse, trading cards, it's a photograph. It's like, cool, look at it, done. But to have to, and like, just to kind of go on the video thing for a moment, like, the Top Shot video player is trash, so you can't even fast forward or pause or whatever. Like, if there's a 2-minute reel, and some of these reels are 2 minutes long, you have to sit through the entire reel if you want to catch the last 5 seconds of that reel. Maybe that's the thing that you really like, that the last dunk or something. So you got to sit through 1 minute and 50 seconds of garbage just to watch that last 10 seconds. And like, it's not a very good player. I think the player is absolute trash, and I've been saying that for a long time. Anyways, just to kind of go off on a thing. So they're cool, but like, these things should be a lot cooler, because we're not even watching them, or at least I'm not.
That's an interesting point. Actually, I never thought about that, because yeah, the video players are kind of like, you ever click on an ad or something, and then they take away the controls, so you have to watch the whole video. It's like, I
It's
never
like an
thought about.
unskippable ad. The whole thing's an unskippable ad. It's not like YouTube, man. YouTube, you just fast forward to the exact thing. There's no fast forward. Like, what does that tell you here? It's either they know that they don't want you to fast forward through it, or they just don't care enough to implement like additional features. And the crazy part is, by default, when you add a video to like a web page, it has those options by default. So they had to actually add the one line that says, take away the controls. Controls equal no. They actually had to add that to like not let you pause the video when you're playing. It's like, okay, this is nonsense. Like to not understand how people want to consume a video. I don't know. That always rubbed me the wrong way. So I think, that needs a lot of work.
It's an interesting point. And I imagine that shouldn't be a big fix. I mean, who knows why they made that decision? If you think about it, like perhaps when it's a thumb, I mean, honestly, if you're a decent coder, I'm sure this is not a big deal. But I was thinking to myself, as a thumbnail, when you mouse over, you probably don't want to see a bunch of play, fast forward, blah, blah, blah. But when we expand it, then you do want to see that. And that's probably something that you can do. But another point you made, which I thought was interesting too, is like if you have a bunch of moments in your collection and you want to look through those moments, and some people do like looking through those moments, but what if you could click a button and it could sort of mash it up for you and just take a few seconds out of like, I don't know, the
So
most popular versions
yeah,
of the moment?
so I wrote something really fun almost a year ago, and like I do this often. I'll write something because I get inspired and I just want to put something out into the wild. And I wrote something a year ago, and for one reason or another, I think I demoed it to some people on Dapper's side. They weren't really interested, and it kind of killed my motivation to actually just push it out into the wild. But I had a really, really, really fun player that would do just that. It would take clips of moments, and you could make your own highlight reel. And I thought it was super cool, but they didn't. So here we are.
Yeah, it would be cool. And I bet there's some genius out there who knows how to like customize it, that you'd be able to sort of personalize it. I mean, I know people like Jared Thunder Hour. He's very much into being able to customize your experience on the platform. And I think that a lot of people probably feel that way too. The people that really do like this product. I mean, even the showcase moments, the sticky moments at the top, those are pretty cool. Like just to have 3 that sort of mean something to you that you could just mouse over and check them out when you feel like it. I think that is pretty cool. I think the moments that are the most interesting to me lately to look at actually are the legendaries, or the ones with the audio, and they even put on like the Gladiator theme music in the background. Like those are super cool. I don't know if you spent time watching those, but when the music obviously is not there and it's that same backing track, and that's sort of a deterrent in a way. Like I don't, especially someone who's been listening to that sort of for 3 years, like I don't really want to listen to it anymore. But when you get to hear the actual in stadium audio, even though we don't have the announcers, and I hope someday we'll have a Mike Breen bang call on a Top Shot moment, but even without the announcers, it's still really cool to be able to hear the in stadium audio, I think.
I completely agree with you. And just the whole IP thing in the digital world is really interesting. I really liked how Dapper is blazing trails with digital IP, right? Like pushing the limits of what you own and what you kind of don't own or whatever. And yeah, the voiceovers, the announcers, we would love to have them, obviously. But a part of me also wonders, can they just be like redone? We have AI now. Yeah, I can clone any voice or make a similar-ish voice that says bang. It's like, do we really need to pay the guy like $100,000 or whatever to bring bang? Like, can we just do this with like a $50 in the chat GPT export wave function?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just trying to be smart about how we, because just to that point, I mean, if we pay for these licenses for the commentators, if we pay for that license, it's not going to be cheap, and like everything that Dapper has to pay for, it's like it would have to come from somewhere else. So we'd have to sell more packs, right? Yeah. So it's like, is that a trade-off that we'd want to make? Like, okay, we can get Mike Breen saying the bang, but then they have to dump another 100,000 quick rips on us. It's like, is that a worthy trade-off? It probably isn't.
Yeah. What is your take, by the way? I feel like these arcade packs are an interesting conversation piece. So I'm sure you have already heard my points already, but what I like about the arcade packs is that it's not putting a whole bunch of new higher priced moments into the platform, which will then affect the other higher priced moments. People are getting irritated about the lower priced moments, like the trade tickets. They're like, hey, where'd all these crappy trade tickets come from? I thought you burned these all. For some reason, that doesn't bother me as much. I'm not sure why it doesn't bother me, but like trade tickets are trade tickets. Like, it's sort of a shame, especially because from what I understand, and this goes back to the IP discussion, it's like it takes a team at Dapper the same amount of negotiation and work and editing and all that to make a trade ticket or to make like a rare or legendary that just obviously it doesn't have the audio. So it's like these should mean more than they do when they're these trade tickets. But unfortunately, just the state of the marketplace is such that there's a lot of trade tickets out there. There's a lot of moments that sort of mean nothing unless you just need like a one night play in fast break or something like that. But anyway, long story short, I like the fact that they are buying moments off the marketplace, and those are the big wins. They're not expecting you to create new liquidity from the community, create more liquidity to buy more new moments. The fact that they are not doing that, in my opinion, is a major plus. And so I get a little confused why some people are very much against
Oh, you're
this.
confused why some people hate on things that come from Dapper. Like there is a subset of people who will shit over any idea they put out. You
Okay.
like regardless of what they put out. Like I've learned this. Like some people will never, or they can't acknowledge if there's a good idea there. They're just too stubborn. They're too stubborn to say, that actually that's cool. I like that. Because they've dug in so deep that they don't want to. I mean, people hate admitting they're wrong, right? But to say, oh yeah, maybe Dapper's got a good idea, but you know what? Like anyone, like a broken clock, right? Like they have at least 2 good ideas a day. So, but I like it. I really like the arcade packs. I like for a few reasons. One, I guess the general idea is there are moments that are expensive moments. Call them grails. I think grails just like it's thrown around so much that I think it's devaluing the word. But
Yeah.
there are moments that are highly coveted, very, very desirable, and they're oftentimes very expensive. Now, sometimes you have sellers, like the floors are very, very thin on those moments in particular, because not a lot of the people who like those moments in particular, there aren't a lot of sellers for. So I think it's smart for Dapper to like strategically buy moments that are very like maybe underpriced, or they can kind of identify fire sales, because then it kind of shores up that floor a bit more, and when it reassures the existing owners that their thing is worth more, because people look at the floor and that's how they attach value to their own moments, as they look at the floor. So if they move the floor, then they feel better, right? So it's this cycle here. Okay, so they feel better, so maybe they'll throw more money into buying more packs or other legendaries or whatever. But also it gives people like a shot at those moments without adding additional, like creating more supply. So I think it's smart. Yeah, I want to see more of it. But the most important part in my eye is like Dapper needs to be very smart with how they deploy money, because you don't want them to go and buy an overpriced moment, because I'd rather them, like here's a really good example. I sent Jacob a piece of feedback the first round of arcade packs. Basically, he bought or they, I assume it's him, he bought a Devin Booker Cosmic. I think it was something like, let's say $4,000 or $3,500. But you could have bought 2 Devin Booker Hollow MMXs for the same amount of money, and like one's minted to 50 and one's minted to 49. And I said, well, like I think we just want more chances of those types of hits. Like I would prefer 2 legendaries versus 1. And it just happens to be a Hollow versus Cosmic thing. But if it was reversed, if you could buy 2 Cosmics for the price of the Hollow, I would say buy the Cosmic. Like they have to identify value plays, because then they can buy more, and then they can juice the packs more, and then it just makes it more attractive for all of us. There's no sense in them overspending for a moment. It's like that doesn't help anyone.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I mean, it's funny enough, but myself on a small scale, I have a certain budget every week that I do for these giveaways, thanks to Top Shot Beta, of course. Let's give them that drop. Hold on, where is it? Oh boy, this is too slow. All right, I'll drop it later. But yeah, so like it's the same thing where I could just get, for example, one moment, but I'd rather get 2 so that more people can win. And I think it's the same, like it's basically the same idea. And I think you're dead on, because some of these moments that they buy, on the one hand, it's nice for the person who has that lowest listing. That's probably still like a lot of money for them, who's selling some very illiquid Devin Booker from S1. And guess what? Now it sells. I mean, hooray. But I think that for the broader community, it makes way more sense to juice the packs more, like you said. And they could put like 100 rares out there instead of like that one Devin Booker Cosmic. And there's, like you said, there's probably other Devin Booker legendaries that are like half the price. You could buy multiple. So that's a really good point.
Just be smart about it. Like my feedback that I gave them is basically be like this greatest pirate hunter. Like be that, identify value where like because the pirate hunter is a bot, and how it works, it's very predictable. It looks at the average sale price and the floor price, and it offers a maximum, I think, of like 70% of whatever is lower. And so basically just copy that, like basically, and just go like 71%, because I've noticed if you want to beat Pirate Hunter, you just go like that 71, whatever, just a little bit extra, and then it'll give up, because that's just how the software works. So I think that's how Dapper should operate. They should be the one who kind of cleans up the floors for this stuff, instead of letting some guy in wherever clean up and pocket off or make some money off the community. Anyways, that's just some thoughts there.
No, I think you're dead on. I think a Library have said before, like, we need more pirate hunters. We need more bots. We need bots fighting against bots, because that's how it was during the crazy days. It was as if we had bots, because we literally had hundreds of people all vying for the same moments at the same time. And that's what was so crazy and so much fun about trying to buy and sell an NBA Top Shot back in the day. So if we could get closer to that somehow.
One bot is bad. Like many bots, very, very, very good. Yeah. Even them fighting against each other. If he's not fighting anyone, he's fighting people. People will always lose. Like the first time I knew it was a bot, like I fought hours back and forth with offers, and I'm like, this is impossible. Like no one can keep this up. And but long story short, I gave up, and so now it's just cleaning up. And I think we need more. Either we have no bots or all bots. There's no in between.
Yeah, I think you're right. I want more pirate hunters. That's my take on it. What else? So yeah, we like the arcade packs. We can agree on that. We have a sticker from QA Expert. Thank you, QA Expert. He says, "Good ideas by Steve." Oh man, I'm just too slow today. Ice cream so good. Thank you, QA Expert. Thank you for the ice cream. I appreciate it. Yeah, so those are the run it back packs. We saw that more run it back moments were released. So it was 16 total drops that were supposed to happen, right? And I feel like this one maybe was 2 of them.
It's so confusing. The whole drop is it's too much. I don't know how many moments there are in this thing. I just know they keep coming.
Because I think there's only a month before the NBA season starts.
Yeah, I don't know. The run it back thing used to have a lot of hype around it. Now it's just like, great. We're getting an Avery Johnson or whatever. It's like, okay, like this is great, but I don't know. It used to be like, I would say, like the most exciting part, I think, or not, but probably one of the most exciting parts.
What do you think are the more exciting parts now? Like, what gets you hype? What kind of pack gets you excited?
I don't know. I'm not sure if like any pack gets me really excited anymore. I mean, I'm still like occasionally buying packs, but I don't know. That's a tough question. I like, there's just a lot of deals in the market that you can buy these run it backs for $5. Like, yeah, I bought a bunch of them today for $5. Like that's crazy to me. That I don't know. So if you like collecting stuff genuinely, then like sure, for $5, like buy that moment. But the packs has always been a weird one for me. I'm a pack hoarder for a couple of reasons, but I've just always been, even in Series 1, I wouldn't open packs. I would go straight to the market because I was always disappointed with what I got in the pack. So I just said, screw it. I'm just going to go to the market and buy a Vince Carter for $2, because it felt good to buy a moment I wanted and not some trash given to me in a pack.
Yeah, I mean, those must have been fun days buying the Vince Carter debut for $2.
Hey, we're almost back. We're almost back there. So I think it's $3 now. So you know.
Oh man. Oh yeah, but I think the run it back packs are truly they're I've said this before, but they're like pure collectibles at this point, especially now that fast break is a thing. I mean, I think the majority of active users on the platform probably are collecting around fast break. I think more people are doing that than are collecting just because they like Avery Johnson, and that's probably why.
Probably. I
Um,
mean, there aren't many collectors in the NFT space in general. Like
yeah, and
that's
on that
very hard
note,
to find.
And on that note, we see more and more NFT projects falling by the wayside. I mean, my Discord channel is like a closet full of skeletons at this point. And on that note, also we saw that Evaluate shuttered closed their shutters. What's the saying? They shuttered
Yeah, they
down.
shut down. That I mean, I shocked. Um, yeah, they had a decent product, especially with this trading feature that came out like not long ago. I felt like maybe a year ago it came out. And they had this like partnership, I guess, with Disney Pinnacle to do trading events, and I thought it was pretty cool. Like I met the team in February, very cool team, and disappointed. Yeah, I mean, I understand why it happens. You run out of money, um, but they did raise $1.6 million.
Oh
So
wow.
like, I don't know where'd that go. Like, I just
Yeah.
small team. It's a really small team. Um, anyways, I guess people. It's when you're a small team and it's your first time raising that kind of money. It can go in many different directions, and you can quickly piss away lots of money on expensive devs and things that don't work. And if you don't have a good business model immediately, like yeah, you can like it wasn't sustainable for them. And who knows, maybe they return some of the money to investors. I have no idea, right?
Mm.
Um, that's not uncommon for startups that kind of fold to return some money. That happens.
Yeah. Well, I think the good news, at least for collectors who are concerned about people were using nowadays mostly for the trading, I think, and it sounds like Dapper made some kind of a deal where they're going to continue to use the trading functionality. Do you have any opinion, by the way, on the trading? Like they had that first trading event, um, and obviously they're using the Evaluate software. But what's your take on that? Like especially as someone who collects physical cards, you've been to card
I
shows.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to a card show in a little while, but um, I had higher expectations. I thought that the tool would, again, I'm not knocking the tool, whatever, but I was expecting um, there the tool to automatically match me with a collector, like who wanted to trade or wanted the who was on the other side of that trade. But that wasn't what it was. Basically, what currently exists is basically just gifting, where you have to find the other person you want to trade with and like trade with them. But that's just so much work to figure out, like, hey, what moment do you have? What moment do I have? Okay, let's do this. I don't want that. I just want a system where I have these moments. I don't care who I trade with.
Yeah,
I just want, here's my wanted list. Fulfill it, like,
exactly.
here you go, software, figure it out. Why do we have to like comb through everyone's profile and comb through my 60,000 moments and be like, Steve, you want to trade this one? And I'm like, nah, not really. Like, go back. It's like, it's just so much work. And I'm
Yeah.
hard to trade with, by the way. I'm really hard to trade with. So um, I just want the software to figure it out. And like on that note, I'm writing my own trading thing for
Good.
Flow. Um,
Okay.
So that's kind of the alpha or the thing I'll drop on the stream is I've been working on that for a little while now, and it's going to be a game. But it's
Game.
trading. It's a trading game.
Hmm.
I'll call it a game. But there's different mechanisms to trade. So the idea is that you'll be able to swap moments with other people. Like if you just want to trade, like if you're a Celtics fan, right? What if you just wanted every moment in your collection to just be Celtics moments? Like imagine you had a bunch of trade tickets in your collection right now. Wouldn't you prefer those to be Celtics trade tickets, hypothetically. Like,
Sure.
wouldn't that be slightly better than just like random garbage? Like,
Yeah.
so that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this trade thing is I want collectors to be able to accumulate more of what they like and throw away stuff they don't like. So for me, I hope I can accumulate more Raptors moments, and I'll basically trade away a bunch of non-Raptors moments. Um, and the software will figure it all out, and you don't have to do a thing besides just giving your moments to the system, and it'll figure the rest out. So I hope that'll be done. Like it's I'll give it 3 weeks. Um, so it'll be interesting once it goes live. I'm sure there'll be a lot of issues with it. Hopefully not. Mostly UI issues, I think, because most of the stuff I write doesn't look great. It works great. It doesn't look great. So yeah, that's hopefully something that I'm really excited about. So and just on that note, just more generally, I think the opinion I've kind of changed my tune for a bit here. For a while, I was kind of in the boat that Dapper should be the one that fixes everything, and like it's just on them to like figure all this stuff out. And I don't believe that anymore. I think basically they have the product, they gave us the product, and um, we have the tools to build other things now. So I think it's like all about third-party developers to build a thing, build a game, build a collectible thing, whatever. Um, and this new upgrade to the Flow network that happened a couple weeks ago is going to further allow us to do that. So I'm pretty excited about where we are, and I'm excited. There are other devs building other games, apps. So I'm more optimistic than I've been in a very, very long time. Like, Series 1 and Series 2, like very optimistic. Series 3 and 4, like but I'm in a spot now again where it's like, okay, good things are coming in the pipeline, and I'm really excited because I wrote this tool because I want to use it, and I think that's a good place to come from. Is I build tools because I want to use them, and I mean, there are going to be so many. Like, this is why I'm buying a lot of moments too, is because I want to be able to have a lot of inventory for other people to trade with, right? So it's going to be really fun, and hopefully you'll see some really cool things. Like you'll be able to swap, certain numbers of commons for a rare or vice versa. What would you rather have? Like 100 LeBron commons or like a single LeBron rare, like hypothetical? Well, we'll see, right? We'll throw that out into the wild and we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of high level what I'm working on. So there's elements of the game theory involved. Um, Potentially in some cases elements of luck, but not always. It really depends because you don't know which team or player you're getting when you're swapping all the time. But yeah, anyway, so that's why I'm.
And will it have the basic? Will it have like the basic looking for trade, looking for? Because for me, that's like the biggest missing piece in my opinion. Because if you go to any, like the original probably channel in the Top Shot Discord in January 21 was probably like looking for trade. That's kind of what I was thinking when you were saying it should just match you. Because if I'm looking for, it should match me with people who have for trade, and then we start talking.
Yeah, I agree. So like, what I'm building doesn't solve all of the trading problems, right? But what I'm doing is it's a game with trading. So you might not be able to go as granular as like specific, like again, there's an element of like you don't know what you'll always get on the other side. But I think it'll make more sense with it once I push it out. But there's the high level. I kind of wanted to explain that I'm excited about it. I want to use it.
I look forward to that. You definitely I'm sure you're already talking to like Bios over there on the Dapper side, but he's like the UI UX genius. So
yes, he is.
If you're not the UI UX guy, I'm curious though, what else, if you can share anything, like are there any other things that that people are working on that have you excited? I mean,
I have lots of things that I know. Like, when you're in the dev circles, you hear lots of things, and I'm excited. I don't want to share. I don't want to steal anyone's thunder.
Okay. All right.
But
I mean, I'd love to hear more about that. I don't know from who, but I think that I'm sort of on both sides of the fence on this topic or on this opinion, because in my opinion, I mean, I'm very much a fast break simp. And I think that fast break, it exists inside of the app. It exists inside of the website. It's just very logical. You're on the website. It's right there. You use it. To me, that's like the best possible case scenario of something cool on Top Shot. It's literally right there in your face and you can play with it. Whereas when you have other things that are on like OTM or like moment ranks or whatever else, I just think that there's that extra step that I think like the pro users like yourself feel very comfortable doing, but I think there's probably a whole lot of people who don't. And so I think that ideally, I don't know, yeah, ideally you want something for people to get their feet wet like on the website itself, build that interest and confidence on the website itself. Once you have sort of a little bit of a level of understanding and familiarity, then maybe you start looking off the website.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Obviously, having being in the native app experience or platform experience is the preferred option, just to get eyeballs.
Yeah.
Um, but there are other ways, and you know, yeah. So there are other ways, and I'm cool with trying to build something outside of that, and hopefully onboard people and get people using it, and hopefully it'll spread with word of mouth, and because it's yeah, this is going to be fun. So yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to that. Well, why don't we shift gears for a second? Before we do that, though, I got to give that beta drop again. I forgot to give it, but another community that's doing amazing things, really creative things, just like Steve over here, is the beta community. So please go check them out. Click the links in the show notes. Tell them Tandy sent you.
Beta.
All right, so here's something I wanted to talk about, and then we can start doing some duck races and such. But they released these City Edition jerseys. Have you looked at them, Steve? Do you have any opinions? Do
I
you
think I've seen
love?
the. I think I saw the Raptors one on the Raptors subreddit. I have
Right, so
not seen the rest of them.
the Raptors one is by far the best jersey. So that's pretty lucky as a Raptors fan that within this group of jerseys, where many of these are pretty damn ugly, the Raptors one is very cool. It's homage to Vince Carter slam dunk competition, I think, and he's wearing the Vince Carter jersey.
Yeah,
The Dino is wearing the jersey. I mean, that's going to be a jersey that I think a lot of Raptors fans are going to want to own.
yeah, it's very possible. I mean, I've already have the Vince Carter jersey, so it's like the same kind of thing. But yeah, the Dino dunking is next level.
Very cool. Otherwise, I didn't see a whole lot of creativity here. I mean, the Celtics one, I hope is a joke, or I hope it just looks way better in person because I think that looks terrible.
It just seems like something. It's like, hey, Celtics, you haven't submitted your project yet. It's like, oh shit, let me just submit something real fast. But could you imagine being the graphic designer and like submitting this and just being like this confident, being like, yeah, AI is definitely not going to take my job. Like,
I
no,
know.
it probably will. Like this, if this is the best that people can come up with, I don't know. It's not looking so good.
I mean, look,
Um,
I do remember that in previous years, Celtics jerseys also looked terrible, and then when they came out, they actually looked okay. So I'm very hopeful that maybe there's something really cool with the numbers, or really cool with the names, or something that saves this jersey, because right now it looks like crap. The Celtics are world champions, damn it. Why can't they put some gold flair on there? Why can't they give you something to celebrate the fact that you just won a world championship? I mean, it's terrible. The Bulls jersey is basically a copy of the Dallas jersey. The Charlotte jersey is nothing special. We've kind of seen this before. I mean, it's clean, but there's nothing special about it. I mean, honestly, I don't love when you have these teams where they completely adjust the colors either. Like the Hawks are not white and light baby blue. Neither are the Cavs. Like the Brooklyn one, I guess that's okay. It's pretty ugly though. I mean, the Indy one is kind of cool because I guess that's like their in-season tournament jersey that they almost won. Otherwise, let's keep it going. The Mavs, nothing special. Golden State, that's ugly. Houston, ugly. Clippers, ugly. I guess that's the Nuggets, very ugly. Lakers, incredibly ugly. The Grizzlies, I guess that's kind of cool, even though it's very much not typical colors, but it looks okay. Minnesota, ugly. Heat, atrocious. New York, terrible. Magic, I guess that's okay. It's almost like a throwback to Shaq and Penny pinstripes. I guess I can't get too mad at that. The Sixers ones are okay. Bucks is nothing special. District, DC ugly. Nola's okay. I actually kind of like the Suns, even though I don't know what's up with that star. Like someone, like someone who didn't know how to use the tool drew that star. It looks like.
Especially they smudged one of the last points there on the
I
star.
know.
Whoops.
Just submit it already. We're late. Yeah, the Portland Trailblazers, I guess that's just basically what they did last year. The Kings are okay. I mean, it's clean. Oklahoma as well. It's just basically a more boring version of what they had before. Same as the Spurs, and the Utah is basically what you would expect. So I don't know. Like these are
Is
all
this is this like a
yeah.
new Coke situation? You know, whether you make a new product just so that the old one sells better. You know, it's like the comparable. It's like, oh, the new one sucks. Got to buy the old one. You know, is this something they just put out to make you feel good about buying the OG jersey? You know?
maybe you're right. Just confusing you with new stuff, so you go and buy the old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I don't know, but these are so bad, and I think it's such a shame, because one of my favorite things I've always loved, actually, like when teams come out with new color schemes and new jerseys, it's always been something I really enjoyed. I've always been interested in graphic design and Photoshop and things like that, so I always got excited for this kind of a thing. And this is just such a letdown, and also even more so because nowadays you see such talented graphic designers on Twitter that literally they make new jerseys after every win. So they'll make, like, the Celtics designer guy made tons of new jerseys, and each one was cooler than the next. And then it's one designer's job to make one jersey. That's it, just one. I'm sure they had a lot of time to think about this, and just so many of them are trash. And I just think, why couldn't they hire these designers instead? Why could how geeked out these designers would be if they got to have their jersey actually worn in the NBA games? I mean, it'd be amazing. It'd be such a cool story, but just a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I guess there's not much else to say about that. Yeah. Well, Steve, if you weren't here, I was going to talk about Puff Daddy.
Hey, we can talk about P Diddy. You know, P Diddler.
What the hell, man? Last week I was talking about Shannon Sharp. That looks like child's play compared to this. I mean, we remembered when they raided his huge mansion, but man, I just feel like you get famous enough and you just become a complete weirdo. So let's make sure this channel never gets too big. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is.
We're capping it 30 subs. That's it.
Yeah, I know. Because these people become so weird. What's wrong with these people, man? They're so demented.
Yeah, it is. It's sad. It's like fascinating. I don't know. But yeah, the P Diddy thing. Like, I don't know. I think no one's shocked. But it's like, you know what? Looks like this guy's got some serious charges against him. Can we just throw can we just pin like the murder of Tupac and Biggie on him and just call it a day? Just like wrap it up in a bow and be like, you know what? He did it too. He did this sexual stuff, and then he also killed Biggie and Tupac. See you later, P Diddy. You know, no one's gonna complain, and everyone's gonna feel a little bit like, yeah, we wrapped it up nice. You know, like
that's a good point. I mean, I think that now that this came out, there was always some thought that he could have had something to do with with those murders, or at least one of those murders. And maybe now we see what a creep he is and what a freako he is, that now people kind of think it's possible. I mean, he's obviously has zero ethics, zero morals, just a complete shitbag of a human being. So I wouldn't be surprised. But let's see if he stays alive. I mean, I think that there's a lot of very big names, let's say, very big names attached to P. Diddy. And I think that if everything came out, it would probably be problematic for other people more so than just for him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Can't stop, won't stop.
I know. So sad. Now when I think of certain songs, like, oh man, how do you separate the art from the artist? Like when Tom Brady and Gronk are like going back to the Super Bowl and they play that "We Ain't Going Nowhere" song, and now you listen to that song, you're like, oh man, like what was P. Diddy doing before he recorded that song? Or
I don't know. Like this, I'm looking at a song, like, you know, "Bad Boy for Life." Like, I guess so. You know, I mean, he says it right in the title of his song. We weren't paying attention. Where were we? We had our blinders on. He was telling us this entire time. He was having parties and having these weird orgies in his songs. None of us were paying attention.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll
So,
be missing you. That was a good song too. I'll be missing you, P Diddy. I'll be missing. Uh, oh man, but yeah, it's like, how do you separate the music from the artist? I mean, this was it's. I mean, so many artists have been like this. I mean, think of Michael Jackson. Same deal. I mean, that guy had some bad allegations against him. Um, people listen. People still love his music. You know,
but they still love him because I don't think there was ever any legit proof. I mean, people,
I don't know.
there's
If you read the contents of what was seized when they raided this thing, it's not good. It's
oh really?
oh man, it was. I don't want to get into it, but like it. This guy, Michael Jackson, was a weird guy, and
He definitely was a weird guy. I mean, you just look at him and you're like, yeah, there's no way there was nothing weird there. Like something weird's going on here. But there was no like indictment, or at least I didn't see anything, or very just like non-negotiable proof against him. I watched the documentary against Michael Jackson, that one, Finding Neverland, and obviously very uncomfortable watch. But there was nothing. He never like got any charges 100% against him. Like they threw him out. Of course, they negotiated
Teflon Don. You know, I mean, like
and
where we've heard this before. It's like just because you, I mean, if you have enough money and you have great lawyers, I mean, that's the thing about the U.S. and the U.S. system. I love the U.S. U.S. is probably the best country in the world, but it's a two-tier justice system. If you have money and you have lawyers, you can probably find a way to weasel yourself out of whatever they're trying to throw at you, or there's a good shot. And that's kind of the difference here is if you have money, a lot of celebrities have lots of money, and they'll just throw money at it and come out the other side and, you know, not guilty, whatever.
100%. Anyway, some people are not happy about this conversation.
Sorry. I'm sorry I mentioned Michael Jackson. It was a bit strange. I love his music's great. I'm just saying, separating the music from like the person. And brilliant people can have very eccentric personalities, and they can do things that are totally unusual. Like Kanye West is another good example. I love Kanye West music, but like the Kanye West, the person, it was a strange guy.
Yeah. Weisberg is not happy. Weisberg is always unhappy about something. He's saying it's a really bad topic without understanding, or I'm not sure if that's pro Diddy or anti Diddy.
I'm just joking around. If you think any part of this conversation is serious, that's on you. This is just completely like just some random guy who collects NFTs talking about like something he knows nothing about. I know nothing about this shit. If you think I'm some kind of expert in this, like I'm not. So like, yeah. This is not legal advice. This is not financial advice.
Right.
This is just two guys just shooting the shit on a stream, having fun.
Yeah. Let me make the disclaimer.
There you go. Cumulative NFTs. How many cumulative NFTs?
I mean, Steve has a lot of cumulative NFTs. He's got like 60,000. That's a lot of cumulative NFTs. Anyhow, all right. Well, we talked about the Puff Daddy. Anyway, I think we could start doing some wheels and duck races and such. So let's see. We have 2 giveaway moments today for me, and then Steve said he also had something you wanted to give away. So I'm going to look at what we're giving away here on my side. So we have a De'Aaron Fox and a Bam Adebayo video game numbers, and we are going to give away, let's do the De'Aaron Fox on the wheel. So anyone on Twitter is going to be able to win the De'Aaron Fox. And if you're in the chat now, then please put, I don't know, Steve, what's the magic word you want people to put in the chat right now?
Fast break.
Okay, put fast break in the chat. Let's see here. Fast break in the chat. Fast break in the chat. If you want to get on the wheel to try to win that De'Aaron Fox Cum NFT. And after that, we'll do the Bam Adebayo, and then we will do a little more as well. So I see everybody getting in there. Let's collect these names. Make sure you've liked the stream, please. Definitely like the stream. How many people are in this chat here? We got 30 people spamming the chat. So I better see 30 likes in there. 30 likes, or else there's going to be pain. 31 likes. I think who was in there? Neil Hart wanted me to add his name, so I'll make sure he gets in there. So 31 people. I'm going to select those names, and then I'm going to put those in there with Neil as well. So let's go to the wheel of names and let's type that in. Type it in again. Type it in a third time because by being here live, I give you 3 entries, and then I'm going to put Neil in there 3 times as well. Okay. Let's present it and let's see who wins the De'Aaron Fox, a very underrated, very good player, especially for fast break. Superstar. All right, let's see. Yep, 31. Okay, let's see who wins the De'Aaron Fox. Away we go. Someone on Twitter. Travel Addict. Travel Addict NFT. So Fox goes to Travel Addict NFT. Travel Addict NFT. Okay, that's Fox. Then we will do the Bam Adebayo. So let's get the Bam Adebayo. Tesla just said something in the chat. He gave us a little ice cream. So good. Tandy, will you send me the moment you rugged me? Tesla, I'm not even sure what you're talking about. If you can tell me what moment I rugged you, I'd be glad to send it to you, my friend. I don't even remember. I think this was like 2 years ago when you didn't give me your username. And then when Banana was on the show, you gave your username. If you can figure out what moment that was, then I will gladly give it to you. It's probably worth 30 cents on Floaty today, but I will send it to you very happily. He says, I have no idea, some junk moment. I'll go into my collection and I will send you something. I'll have to go replay the banana episode, but we will put this to rest. Thank you for your support. Ice cream so good. Top Shot Tesla. Yum, yum, yum. So good. Strong woman. Grrr. Okay. Let's get the duckies. Duck race. There we go. All right. So make sure you're spamming the chat. Oh, look, I see on YouTube, Top Shot Tesla, you can like, comment it. You can like stickered moments now. That's cool. 3 people like Tesla's comment. That's pretty funny. I've never seen that before. All right. So let's see who's going to win Bam Adebayo. I'm going to select the names and get them in the ducky race. Let's set it up. Whoops. Okay. Names. Let's put that in there and let's get Neil in there as well. Neil Hart. Okay. And let's set it up. All right. Let's do it. Let's see who wins the Bam Adebayo. So people are quacking. Hopefully there's no one new. I don't think there is.
Are we doing more after this or not? Because I got a couple of rares I can give away. So
yeah, of course.
We can just do like first, second, third, whatever.
Okay. Well, how do you want to do this? Actually, that's a good question.
Does it show it shows the results, right? Like
yeah, it shows the results. So currently first place is going to get the Bam video game number. So Steve, what do you want to add to the pot?
I mean, I've got a bunch of running back dupes. So I got like a Dwight Howard, a Paul Pierce, an Avery Johnson, Isaiah Thomas.
Wow, that's a lot. Okay.
Yeah, there's four rares.
Oh, you muted yourself. I thought you lost your connection.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
My baby's being a little whiny beside me. So
that's okay. I know how it is. All right. So let's see here. Let's make sure. Oh, there's 32. I got to adjust the input again. Let's do this again. Go back to the ducks. Let's do this again. All right. So what do you think we should do then, Steve? You just added 5 rares. So this is a very juicy race for the people in this chat. Look at the odds, by the way. What amazing odds. There's 32 people and 5 of you are going to win a moment. That's kind of amazing. Show me better pack odds than that. You just can't find them, folks. You get way better odds just by showing up and watching Steve and I talk about Puff Daddy and Mike Weisberg get irritated, and you get like a 40% chance or something. Not quite that high, but you get a really high chance. You get 5 out of 30. I can't do the math fast enough, Steve. What's that? 5 out of 30? Is that 20%? A little under 20%? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Pretty damn good.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. All right. So you got like a 20% chance to win a rare moment. Amazing. All right. So here we go, everybody. Let's see. So we're going to do first place is Bam. Now we got Dwight Howard, Paul Pierce, Avery Johnson, and IT. Do you want to just do them in like in order, or should we give something to the last place, or do you want to choose a random number?
It's just going to be random. I'll just send the whoever wins. I'll just send them a random moment.
At the
So you
winner,
might get
should it be 1 through 5? Do you want to give it to last place? Do you want to give it to a random finisher?
yeah, 1 through 5, and I'll do another sixth moment to the last place finisher.
Okay. Wow, the odds just went up even higher, everybody.
Even higher.
Wow. All right. 32 of you, 6 winners. That is just crazy odds. All right. Well, here we go, everybody. If you don't win today, I just don't know what to tell you. You just don't have very good luck. Here we go. On your mark, get set, go. So you're going to want to be in the top 5 or last place. Joseph W. is in first currently. Scully is right behind him. And absolutely, this is the comment of the day. It pays to be in only tan. So PB21 is in front, but not for long. Alex is right there. All these duckies are really racing fast. There's a lot of ducks in the front. They all want to win something. Here comes Sneeps of Team Hold fame, but he is about to get rugged, and he does. Here's DeCloak now in front by an entire ducky length, but here comes Ryan. Ryan is now in front for a few seconds, but Kid Bamboo is now in front, and he gets rugged. Ryan is back. Now Perfect Cereal is looking like he wants it, but DeCloak is in front by a beak. It's Perfect Cereal, it's DeCloak, it's Alex, and it's Top Shot, Hot Shot. They're all feeling pretty damn good right now about finishing in the top 5. But what happens? There's a rugging that happens. And here comes K Dunn for first place. K Dunn has first place. Let's look over our winners. K Dunn is in first. That's K Dunn. Second place is Badawine. All right, that's definitely getting locked up. Am I right, Badawine? Third is Sneeps. Okay, Sneeps is in third. Fourth is Boston Base. Okay. Fifth is Kid Bamboo 73. And then who is the lucky last place winner? And also, let's see who got rugged. Who got sixth place? Who got rugged? That would be Top Shot Tesla. Top Shot Tesla gets rugged. Then QAs go Grizz, Jordan, Perfect Cereal, Airplane, etc. Alexo, Neil, Chewy. There's Banana, Stan. Let's see who got last place. It wasn't Weisberg. It's Top Shot, Hot Shot. He wins again. I was in such a drought, but he has won another moment. So congratulations to Top Shot, Hot Shot. So last place, it pays to be an only tan. Top Shot says, what a surprise. I thought Veerman said Top Shot Tesla. Rewind. We said top 5, and the last one would be going to last place. So I'm sorry, Top Shot Tesla. I promise you I didn't rug you. But anyways, we need the usernames now of Badawine, Sneeps, Boston Base, Kid Bamboo, and Top Shot Hot Shots. If you guys can all throw that in the chat, please go do that. That is a lot of winners. That's what Alexa thinks.
Crypto Moon. Okay.
This is a new name. Hello, Gabe Collects. Gabe Collects. Hello, sir. Please subscribe, and I hope to see you again. Top Shot Tesla. I want to buy some creamy garlic dressing with my pizza tonight. Don't let anyone stop you, Top Shot Tesla. All right, so there's Bod the Wines TS. There's Top Shot Hot Shots TS. There's Sleeps TS. There's K Dunn. That's the one I'm sending. K Dunn. Kid Bamboo is also, I think that's a new name. Kong Quacks. Wait, is that your username, Kid Bamboo? Top Shot Tesla.
I assume no exclamation point.
Top Shot Tesla, I'm gonna send you your moment. Don't worry, I'm going to send you your moment. I'm gonna look up the banana one. Send Top Shot Tesla a moment, and I'm gonna send you a moment, Top Shot Tesla. Okay, I promise. Yeah. So who are we missing? We think we're just missing Kid Bamboo. So let's see.
Kid Bamboo, is that the Conquax there?
Yeah, but that's probably his name then. Conquax without the exclamation.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, Conquax. Okay. Very nice. Well, I guess that's the show. The only other tangential I thought was pretty funny. Sometimes we talk about stuff like this. So I think it's funny to keep track of the presidential election. And one of the things that I think is funny is that Kamala Harris changes her accent depending who she's talking to. And so I have a video of that, and I just thought we should all listen to it.
I love you back.
So I don't know if you guys caught that. But Kamala Harris has debuted. She have made her debut of her Latin accent. So she has done her Indian, her black, her white, and now her Latin.
I love you back.
I just love it. It's great. Anyways, I wanted to show that to everybody. And then Stanlove says, I was promised more than one fist bump. That's true. So let's give that back to you.
So, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was an awkward fist bump. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Just gonna clip that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. It was weird.
So there's Kid Bamboo's name. I was thinking about with that Kamala Harris thing, so it's funny when she does the Latin accent, but I was thinking if she does that in front of an Asian audience, then all of a sudden it's a hate crime, right? I'm just thinking that to myself. There's certain accents you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to do an Asian accent anymore because I think in the 90s it became a hate crime. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's kind of funny that to talk about these. They just that's not policy, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just I don't know why people get so upset over this stuff, but
it's just
talk about policy. Who cares about someone's tone or accent?
Because that's what it is. It's just a bread and circus or whatever it's called. It's just entertainment. That's all it is. It's pure entertainment. The way they should do it is they should have 100 of the most intelligent people in the country, and they vote for you. And all these random dudes are scratching their butt inside a Burger King. Their vote doesn't count the same. That's how it should work. I'm anti-democracy. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Steve, what else do you want to tell people? How can people keep track of your game that you're creating?
I mean, I'll be talking about it on Twitter when it's ready. It's not ready yet, but there will likely be a beta test period. I'll have some maybe close friends or whoever want to test it out. So maybe there's an opportunity to be a beta tester. I don't know. Maybe people in the beta community will have a chance to beta test it.
I think we should drop it and say thank you to the beta community.
Beta.
Don't forget to click the links in the show notes. If you're not involved with beta, what are you waiting for? You're literally missing out on everything. It's going great in there in the Discord. I guess that's it then, Steve. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being so generous with these giveaways. You made some people very happy and some people very upset, of course.
Hey, I'm sorry if I made someone really upset. Not my goal.
I think just Top Shot Tesla, but I think he tends to get upset when we hang out on Tandy Time. This is his time to vent.
Yeah,
and he did ask a question though. Well, he wanted to know if you like dogs. I think I saw he asked me that as well. Steve, do you like dogs?
Yeah, I'm a dog guy versus a cat guy. Mm-hmm. Dogs are great.
Yeah, me too. Do you own a dog?
I don't right now. I hope I will eventually again, but I live in a condo right now, and I mean, nothing against people who have dogs in condos and stuff, but if I want a dog, I want to be able to have a yard for it, and so I'm waiting till I have that.
Yeah, 100%. I love dogs. I grew up with dogs. Top Shot Tesla. There you go. My family had two Bijans. You had one Bijan, then a second Bijan. Very sweet dogs. And I wish that I could have dogs too, but with two kids, it's just a ton of work, and I don't have the capacity for all that work. And we also like to drive around, and then you got to find places for the dogs. It's a lot. So maybe one day when I'm a little, I don't know, less active in some way. But anyway, thank you, Steve, and thank you, Tesla, for being here. Thank you all for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. and we will keep an eye out for Steve's trading game and for all the other things that Steve's excited about. And when those things get released, Steve, I hope you tell us, this is something I was excited about.
I will. Don't worry. I will. You'll hear all about it.
All right. Well, thanks, Steve, again. And thanks to all of you. And we will see you all next week, and enjoy the rest of your week and weekend, and take care. Goodbye.
See you.
Static Selector.